following is a comparison of ebook formats used to create and publish ebooks. The EPUB format is the most widely supported vendor-independent XML-based ebook format. That is, it is supported by the largest number of e-readers. The popularity of Amazon.com's Kindle devices in America has led also to the prominence of KF8 and AZW formats. Kindle does not support EPUB. Format descriptions. Formats available include, but are by no means limited to, broadband ebooks. The digital book format originally used by Sony Corporation. It is a proprietary format, but some reader software for general-purpose computers, particularly under Linux, have the capability to read it. The LRX file extension represents a DRM encrypted ebook. More recently, Sony has converted its books from BBEB to EPUB and is now issuing new titles in EPUB. Comic Book Archive File. Compiled HTML, CHM format is a proprietary format based on HTML. Multiple pages and embedded graphics are distributed along with proprietary metadata as a single compressed file. In contrast, in HTML, a site consists of multiple HTML files and associated image files in standardized formats. DAISY ANSINISOZ 39.86, the Digital Accessible Information System is an XML-based open standard maintained by the DAISY Consortium for People with Print Disabilities. DAISY has wide international support with features for multimedia, navigation and synchronization. A subset of the DAISY format has been adopted by law in the United States as the National Instructional Material Accessibility Standard, and K-12 textbooks and instructional materials are now required to be provided to students with disabilities. DAISY is already aligned with the EPUB Open Standard, and is expected to fully converge with its forthcoming EPUB 3 revision. DJVU is a format specialized for storing scanned documents. It includes advanced compressors optimized for low-color images, such as text documents. Individual files may contain one or more pages. DJVU files cannot be reflowed. The contained page images are divided in separate layers, each compressed in the best available method. The format is designed to decompress very quickly, even faster than vector-based formats. The advantage of DJVU is that it is possible to take a high-resolution scan, good enough for both on-screen reading and printing, and store it very efficiently. Several dozens of 300 dpi black-and-white scans can be stored in less than a megabyte. DOC is a document file format that is supported by many ebook readers. Its advantages as an ebook format is that it is widely supported, and it can be reflowed. It can be easily edited. It can be easily converted to other ebook formats, increasing its support. DOCX is a document file format that is supported by many ebook readers. Its advantages as an ebook format is that it is widely supported, and it can be reflowed. It can be easily edited. It can be easily converted to other ebook formats, increasing its support. EPUB. The EPUB or OEBPS format is an open standard for ebooks created by the International Digital Publishing Forum. It combines three IDPF open standards: Open Publication Structure 2.0, which describes the content markup, Open Packaging Format 2.0, which describes the structure of an EPUB in XML, OEBPS Container Format 1.0, which bundles files together. The EPUB format has gained some popularity as a vendor-independent XML-based ebook format. The format can be read by the Kobo e-reader, BlackBerry Playbook, Apple's iBooks app running on iOS devices such as the iPhone, iPod Touch and iPad, Google Books app running on Android and iOS devices, Barnes & Noble Nook, Sony Reader, bBook, Bookeen SciBook Gen 3, Cool Adobe Digital Editions, Lexical Stanza, Book Glutton, Azadi, FBreeder, Aldeco, Cool Reader, Montana Reader, Moonplus Reader on Android, the Mozilla Firefox add-on EPUB Reader, and Okula. Several other desktop reader software programs are currently implementing support for the format, such as Dot Reader, Mobipocket, Ubook. The only notable device lacking support for the EPUB format is the Amazon Kindle. There are a number of programs that can convert EPUB to formats the Kindle can read, including Calibre and KindLegion. Adobe Digital Editions uses a pub format for its ebooks, with DRM protection provided through their proprietary Adept mechanism. The recently developed Adept framework and scripts have been reverse-engineered to circumvent this DRM system. eReader, formerly Palm Digital Media Peanut Press, eReader is a freeware program for viewing Palm Digital Media electronic books which use the PDB format used by many Palm applications. Versions are available for iPhone, Palm OS, Android, Symbian, BlackBerry, Windows Mobile Pocket PC smartphone, desktop Windows, and Macintosh. The reader shows text one page at a time, as paper books do. eReader supports embedded hyperlinks and images. Additionally, the Stanza application for the iPhone and iPod Touch can read both encrypted and unencrypted eReader files. The program supports features like bookmarks and footnotes, enabling the user to mark any page with a bookmark, and any part of the text with a footnote like commentary. Footnotes can later be exported as a memo document. On July 20, 2009, Barnes & Noble made an announcement implying that eReader would be the company's preferred format to deliver ebooks. Exactly 3 months later, in a press release by Adobe, it was revealed Barnes & Noble would be joining forces with the software company to standardize the open EPUB and PDF ebook formats. Barnes & Noble ebooks are now sold mostly in EPUB format. Fiction book is a popular XML-based ebook format, supported by free readers such as Freedia, Okula, Cool Reader, Ibook and STDU Viewer. The fiction book format does not specify the appearance of a document. Instead, it describes its structure and semantics. All the ebook metadata, such as the author name, title, and publisher, is also present in the ebook file. Hence the format is convenient for automatic processing, indexing, and ebook collection management. This also is convenient to store books in it for later automatic conversion into other formats. Founder Electronics, APABI is a format devised by Founder Electronics. It is a popular format for Chinese e-books. It can be read using the EPUB reader software, and produced using a EPUB publisher. Both ZEB and KEB files are encoded binary files. The Iliad ebook device includes an EPUB viewer. Hypertext Markup Language, HTML is the markup language used for most web pages. Ebooks using HTML can be read using a web browser. The specifications for the format are available without charge from the W3C. HTML adds specially marked meta elements to otherwise plain text encoded using character sets like ASCII or UTF-8. As such, suitably formatted files can be, and sometimes are, generated by hand using a plain text editor or programmer's editor. Many HTML generator applications exist to ease this process and often require less intricate knowledge of the format details involved. HTML on its own is not a particularly efficient format to store information in, requiring more storage space for a given work than many other formats. However, several ebook formats including the Amazon Kindle, OpenEbook, compiled HTML, Mobipocket and EPUB store each book chapter in HTML format, then use zip compression to compress the HTML data, images, metadata and style sheets into a single, significantly smaller, file. HTML files encompass a wide range of standards and displaying HTML files correctly can be complicated. Additionally, many of the features supported, such as forms, are not relevant to ebooks. iBook. The iBooks format is created with the free iBooks Author ebook layout software from Apple Incorporated. This proprietary format is based on the EPUB standard, with some differences in the CSS tags used in an iBooks format file, thus making it incompatible with the EPUB open standard. The end-user licensing agreement that comes with iBooks Author states that if you want to charge a fee for a work that includes files in the iBooks format generated using iBooks Author, you may only sell or distribute such work through Apple. The through Apple will typically be in the Apple iBook Store. The EULA further states that this restriction does not apply to the content of such works when distributed in a form that does not include files in the iBooks format. Therefore, Apple has not included distribution restrictions in the iBooks Author EULA for iBooks format ebooks created in iBooks Author that are made available for free, and it does not prevent authors from repurposing the content in other ebook formats to be sold outside of the iBook Store. This software currently supports import and export functionally for 3 formats: iBook, plaintext and PDF. It does not support importing or exporting in EPUB format. IEC 62448, IEC 62448 is an international standard created by International Electrotechnical Commission, Technical Committee 100, Technical Area 10. The current version of IEC 62448 is an umbrella standard that contains as appendices 2 concrete formats, XMDF of Sharp and BBEB of Sony. However, BBEB has been discontinued by Sony and the version of XMDF that is in the specification is out of date. The IECTA 10 group is discussing the next steps, and has invited the IDPF organization which has standardized EPUB to be a liaison. It is possible that the current version of EPUB and/or the forthcoming EPUB 3 revision may be added to IEC 62448. Meanwhile, a number of Japanese companies have proposed that IEC standardize a proposed new Japanese Centric file format that is expected to unify Book of Voyager Japan and XMDF of Sharp. This new format has not been publicly disclosed as of November 2010, but it is supposed to cover basic representations for the Japanese language. Technically speaking, this revision is supposed to provide a Japanese minimum set, a Japanese extension set, and a style sheet language. These issues were discussed in the TC100 meeting held in October 2010, but no decisions were taken besides offering the liaison status to IDPF, KF8. With the release of the Kindle Fire Reader in late 2011, Amazon.com also released Kindle Format 8, their newest file format, also known as AZW3. The AZW3 file format supports a subset of HTML5 and CSS3 features, with some additional non-standard features. The new data is stored within a container which can also be used to store a multi-content document, allowing limited backwards compatibility. Older Kindle e-readers use the proprietary format, AZW. It is based on the Mobipocket standard, with a slightly different serial number scheme and its own DRM formatting. Because the ebooks bought on the Kindle are delivered over its wireless system called WhisperNet, the user does not see the AZW files during the download process. The Kindle format is available on a variety of platforms, such as through the Kindle app for the various mobile device platforms. Microsoft LIT, DRM-protected LIT files are only readable in the proprietary Microsoft Reader program, as the LIT format, otherwise similar to Microsoft's CHM format, includes digital rights management features. Other third-party readers, such as Lexical Stanza, can read unprotected LIT files. The Microsoft Reader uses patented ClearType display technology. In-reader navigation works with a keyboard, mouse, stylus, or through electronic bookmarks. The catalog library records reader books in a personalized homepage, and books are displayed with ClearType to improve readability. A user can add annotations and notes to any page, create large print ebooks with a single command, or create free-form drawings on the reader pages. A built-in dictionary allows the user to look up words. Microsoft announced that Microsoft Reader has been discontinued from August 30, 2012. Mobipocket. The Mobipocket ebook format is based on the Open eBook standard using XHTML and can include JavaScript and frames. It also supports native SQL queries to be used with embedded databases. There is a corresponding ebook reader. The Mobipocket Reader has a homepage library. Readers can add blank pages in any part of a book and add freehand drawings. Annotations are highlights, bookmarks, corrections, notes, and drawings can be applied, organized, and recalled from a single location. Images are converted to GIF format and have a maximum size of 64K, sufficient for mobile phones with small screens, but rather restrictive for newer gadgets. Mobipocket Reader has electronic bookmarks, and a built-in dictionary. The reader has a full-screen mode for reading and support for many PDAs, communicators, and smartphones. Mobipocket products support most Windows, Symbian, BlackBerry and Palm operating systems, but not the Android platform. Using Wine, the reader works under Linux or Mac OS X. Third-party applications like Okula and Freedia can also be used under Linux or Mac OS X, but they work only with unencrypted files. The Amazon Kindle's AZW format is basically just the Mobipocket format with a slightly different serial number scheme, and PRC publications can be read directly on the Kindle. The Kindle AZW format also lacks some Mobipocket features such as JavaScript. Amazon has developed an EPUB to Mobi converter called Kindle Gen. Multimedia ebooks. A multimedia ebook is media and book content that utilizes a combination of different book content formats. The term can be used as a noun or as an adjective describing a medium as having multiple content formats. The multimedia ebook term is used in contrast to media which only utilize traditional forms of printed or text books. Multimedia ebooks include a combination of text, audio, images, video, and/or interactive content formats. Much like how a traditional book can contain images to help the text tell a story, a multimedia ebook can contain other elements not formally possible to help tell the story. With the advent of more widespread tablet-like computers, such as the smartphone, some publishing houses are planning to make multimedia ebooks, such as Penguin. Newton eBook, commonly known as an Apple Newton book. A single Newton package file can contain multiple books. All systems running the Newton operating system have built-in support for viewing Newton books. The Newton package format was released to the public by Newton, Incorporated prior to that company's absorption into Apple Computer. The format is thus arguably open and various people have written readers for it. Newton books have no support for DRM or encryption. They do support internal links, potentially multiple tables of contents and indexes, embedded grayscale images, and even some scripting capability. Newton books utilize Unicode and are thus available in numerous languages. An individual Newton book may actually contain multiple views representing the same content in different ways. Open Electronic Package, OPF is an XML-based ebook format created by eBook Systems. It has been superseded by the EPUB electronic publication standard. Portable document format, invented by Adobe Systems, and first released in 1993, PDF became ISO 32000 in 2008. The format was developed to provide a platform-independent means of exchanging fixed layout documents. Derived from Postscript, but without language features like loops, PDF adds support for features such as compression, passwords, semantic structures and DRM. Because PDF documents can easily be viewed and printed by users on a variety of computer platforms, they are very common on the World Wide Web and in document management systems worldwide. The current PDF specification, ISO 32000-1 is available from ISO's website, and under special arrangement, without charge from Adobe. Because the format is designed to reproduce fixed layout pages, reflowing text to fit mobile device and e-book reader screens has traditionally been problematic. This limitation was addressed in 2001 with the release of PDF Reference 1.5 and tagged PDF, but third-party support for this feature was limited until the release of PDF UA in 2012. Many products support creating and reading PDF files, such as Adobe Acrobat, PDF Creator and OpenOffice.org, and several programming libraries such as iText and FOP. Third-party viewers such as XPDF and NitroPDF are also available. Mac OS X has built-in PDF support, both for creation as part of the printing system and for display using the built-in preview application. PDF files are supported by almost all modern e-book readers, tablets and smartphones. However, PDF reflow based on tagged PDF, as opposed to reflow based on the actual sequence of objects in the content stream, is not yet commonly supported on mobile devices. Such reflow options as may exist are usually found under View Options, and may be called word wrap. Plain text files. The first ebooks in history were in plain text format, supplied for free by the Project Gutenberg community, but the format itself existed before the ebook era. The plain text format doesn't support digital restrictions management or formatting options, but has excellent portability as it is the simplest ebook encoding possible, as a plain text file contains only ASCII or Unicode text. Almost all operating systems can read ASCII text files, and newer operating systems support Unicode text files as well. The only potential for portability problems of ASCII text files is that operating systems differ in their preferred line ending convention and their interpretation of values outside the ASCII range. Conversion of files from one to another line ending convention is easy with free software. DOS and Windows uses CRLF, Unix and Apple's OS X use ALF, Mac OS up to and including OS 9 uses CR. By convention, lines are often broken to fit into 80 characters, a legacy of older terminals and consoles. Alternately, each paragraph may be a single line. The size in bytes of a text file is simply the number of characters, including spaces, and with a new line counting for 1 or 2. For example, the Bible, which is approximately 800,000 words, is about 4 megabytes. Azorabunko, a Japanese website that offers public domain ebooks for free download, issues files in a modified plaintext format. The format has special encoding for furigana and inline comments, meant to provide guidelines for publishers. Some ebook readers exist which can render this format. Plucker is an open-source free mobile and desktop ebook reader application with its own associated file format and software to automatically generate Plucker files from text, PDF, HTML, or other document format files, websites or RSS feeds. The format is public and well documented. Free readers are available for all kinds of desktop computers and many PDAs. Postscript is a page description language used in the electronic and desktop publishing areas for defining the contents and layout of a printed page, which can be used by a rendering program to assemble and create the actual output bitmap. Many Office printers directly support interpreting Postscript and printing the result. As a result, the format also sees wide use in the Unix world. RTF, Rich Text Format, is a document file format that is supported by many ebook readers. Its advantages as an ebook format is that it is widely supported, and it can be reflowed. It can be easily edited. It can be easily converted to other ebook formats, increasing its support. XReader, the digital book format used by a popular digital library company, eParagraph E-Degree A3/4 are to the first in China. It is a proprietary raster image compression and binding format, with reading time OCR plugin modules. The company scanned a huge number of Chinese books in the China National Library, and this becomes the major stock of their service. The detailed format is not published. There are also some other commercial ebook formats used in Chinese digital libraries. Text Encoding Initiative, TEI Lite, is the most popular of the TEI-based electronic text formats. TomeRaider, the TomeRaider ebook format is a proprietary format. There are versions of TomeRaider for Windows, Windows Mobile, Palm, Symbian and iPhone. Several Wikipedias are available as TomeRaider files with all articles unabridged, some even with nearly all images. Capabilities of the TomeRaider 3 ebook reader vary considerably per platform. The Windows and Windows Mobile editions support full HTML and CSS. The Palm edition supports limited HTML, and CSS support is missing. For Symbian there is only the older TomeRaider 2 format, which does not render images or offer category search facilities. Despite these differences, any TomeRaider ebook can be browsed on all supported platforms. The TomeRaider website claims to have over 4,000 ebooks available, including free versions of the Internet Movie Database and Wikipedia. OpenXML paper specification, Open XML Paper Specification is an open specification for a page description language and a fixed document format. Microsoft developed it as the XML Paper Specification. In June 2009, ECMA International adopted it as International Standard ECMA 388. The format is intentionally restricted to sequences of glyphs, paths, and brushes. This reduces the possibility of inadvertent introduction of malicious content and simplifies the implementation of compatible renderers. Comparison tables, features. AB depends on the e-reader application, with EPUB 3, table support added in Fiction Book v2.1. Not supported in v2.0, AB with HTML5, supported in all except first-generation Kindle. AB supported only in Kindle for iPhone, iPod, iPad. Reflow is implemented by some readers. With Flash embedded, supporting platforms, ABCDE proprietary format, predecessor of EPUB, yes, if the Duocan alternate Kindle OS is used. By adding EPUB-capable apps, such as Aldico, ABCDEFGHIJKLMN requires latest firmware, with third-party apps, such as Cloud Reader. AB versions support either EPUB or Mobipocket, only EPUB version and with FW 2.0+, KDE's Okula supports FB2, Icebook Reader for Windows supports FB2, DRM-protected publications are supported as of Kindle for PC v1.3.0, XP or later, not on Windows 2000, see also, comparison of ebook readers, comparison of Android ebook reader. Software Euro includes software ebook readers for Android devices. Comparison of iOS ebook readers. Software Euro includes software ebook readers for iOS devices. References, general information. Footnotes. External links, Ibookwise 1150 ebook reader device, ebook reader articles at Mobile ReadKey, DAISY 3, a standard for accessible multimedia books, details about the most popular ebook formats. An ebook buyer's guide to privacy, ebook readers compared.